Welcome to the Global North. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon for more updates and thrilling short scenes. Modern cars are more than just steel, glass, and rubber. They're powered by a hidden world of rare earth elements, such as neodymium and dysprosium, that most drivers never even think about. These elements are tucked away inside the very heart of our vehicles, quietly enabling the technology that defines the modern driving experience. These rare minerals are absolutely essential for the powerful electric motors and advanced batteries that are driving the green revolution in motoring. Without them, the shift to electric vehicles and cleaner transportation would be nearly impossible. They help make cars lighter, more efficient, and capable of traveling farther on a single charge. But their role doesn't stop at propulsion. Rare earths are also found in the sensors that keep us safe, the touchscreens we use to navigate, and even in the vibrant, high-definition colors of dashboard displays. They're woven into the very fabric of automotive innovation, making our cars smarter and more interactive. The unique magnetic and conductive properties of rare earths make them irreplaceable, not just in cars, but in nearly every piece of modern technology. From smartphones and laptops to wind turbines and solar panels, they're the silent enablers of our digital and renewable future. For tech-driven economies like Japan, ensuring a steady and reliable supply of rare earths is more than just good business. It's a matter of national security. The entire automotive and electronics industries depend on these critical materials. As electric vehicles become mainstream and the world races toward cleaner energy, demand for these minerals has soared to unprecedented levels. This surge has made the rare earth supply chain a truly global concern, with countries competing for access and control. The world's growing reliance on rare earths has transformed mineral mining into a high-stakes geopolitical issue, with nations negotiating, forming alliances, and sometimes even clashing over access to these vital resources. Any disruption in this fragile supply chain, whether from political tensions, trade disputes, or environmental challenges, can send shockwaves through industries worldwide, threatening everything from car production to the devices we use every day. China controls over 70% of the world's rare earth processing, a staggering figure that has only grown over the past few decades. These rare earth elements are essential for the production of everything from smartphones and electric vehicles to advanced military technology and renewable energy systems. This dominance gives China immense leverage over the global supply chain, allowing it to influence prices and dictate terms to international buyers. China's commanding position is no accident. It's the result of decades of strategic investment, government subsidies, and a willingness to bear environmental costs that other countries have been reluctant to accept. Massive state-backed projects have transformed China into the world's rare earth powerhouse. By flooding the market with cheap rare earths, China undercut competitors and forced mines in the US, Australia, and elsewhere to shut down. As a result, manufacturers around the world have become almost entirely dependent on Chinese exports for these critical materials. Beijing has not hesitated to use this power as a bargaining chip in trade disputes. When tensions rise, China can tighten supply, causing global prices to skyrocket and sending shockwaves through international markets. Even countries like Japan and the United States, which lead the world in technology and innovation, find themselves reliant on China for the raw materials that power their industries. Efforts to diversify supply have so far made only limited progress. This dependency is a major vulnerability, one that could cripple entire sectors if China decides to restrict exports. A sudden shortage could halt production lines, disrupt global trade, and threaten economic stability. The global supply chain for rare earths is dangerously imbalanced, with a single point of failure that leaves industries and governments exposed to risk. From car manufacturing plants in Japan to electronics assembly lines worldwide, the supply of rare earths is a thread that runs straight back to China, tying the fate of countless products to a single source. Analysts warn that this is the Achilles heel of the modern global economy, a critical weakness that could have far-reaching consequences if not addressed soon. Japan's world-leading car makers, Toyota, Honda, Nissan, depend on rare earths from China for their electric motors. This reliance exposes Japan's auto industry to immense risk, as any disruption in supply could halt production. The vast majority of Japan's rare earths and magnets come from China, making the supply chain fragile at every step. Diplomatic tensions or logistical hiccups could trigger shortages, factory slowdowns, and financial losses. As the industry pivots to electrification, securing a stable, they are tribaway. Secure a diverse supply of rare earths is now a strategic imperative. Japan is racing to reduce this dangerous over-reliance before the next crisis strikes. The risk became real in 2010, when China suddenly tightened its grip on rare earth exports, sending shockwaves through global industries. For Japan, the world's largest importer of these critical minerals, the move threatened to bring its car production to a grinding halt almost overnight. Factories that once ran smoothly now faced the prospect of empty supply lines, and the world watched as a hidden vulnerability was exposed. Panic buying and hoarding erupted across industries as companies scrambled to secure whatever rare earths they could find. Prices soared to unprecedented heights, and the just-in-time manufacturing model, so crucial to Japan's economic success, was thrown into chaos. Companies that once relied on steady, predictable shipments were now forced to stockpile, tying up capital and resources in a desperate bid to keep production lines moving. Japanese automakers faced immediate and profound uncertainty. With supplies dwindling, the threat of factory shutdowns loomed large. Workers worried about their jobs and managers scrambled to find solutions, knowing that even a short disruption could ripple through the entire economy. The crisis laid bare the dangers of relying on a single supplier for such vital materials. Boardrooms across Japan and beyond were forced to confront the reality that a single policy decision in Beijing could upend global supply chains and threaten entire industries. In response, companies and researchers accelerated efforts to find alternatives. Laboratories buzzed with activity as scientists searched for substitute materials, while mining companies in Australia, the US, and elsewhere ramped up exploration. Japanese engineers worked tirelessly to redesign products and reduce dependence on Chinese rare earths. Diplomatically, rare earths became a flashpoint between Japan and China. High-level confrontations played out at international summits, with Japanese officials pressing for assurances and the world's attention focused on the fragile balance of economic power. Even after China temporarily eased restrictions, the memory of the cutoff lingered. The threat of another sudden disruption remained ever present, keeping industries and governments on edge. The lesson was clear: Japan's economic security could no longer rest on a single source. Diversifying rare earth supply became a national imperative, driving new partnerships and investments around the world. Today, the scramble to secure alternative sources and build resilient supply chains has become a top priority for both industry and government, shaping Japan's economic strategy for years to come. To break China's monopoly, Japan, the US, and Australia launched a coordinated effort to build a secure rare earth supply chain. This trilateral alliance pools resources, shares technology, and invests in new mining and processing projects. Australia's Lynas Rare Earths, backed by Japanese investment, now operates the world's largest non-Chinese processing facility. The US and Australia have pledged billions to support new projects and block Chinese acquisitions. Agreements with Southeast Asian nations aim to further diversify supply and promote sustainable mining. These partnerships are slowly chipping away at China's dominance, building a more resilient global network. New projects are emerging worldwide to create alternative rare earth supply chains. Lynas is expanding in Malaysia, while US-based MP Materials aims to build a complete mine-to-magnet pipeline. South Korea is also securing critical materials through major international partnerships. Building new mines and refineries is slow, costly, and faces strict environmental hurdles. China's established infrastructure and lower costs remain a challenge for new competitors. Still, governments and companies are committed to diversification as a matter of economic security. The strategy: invest in new supplies and develop technologies that reduce rare earth demand. Japanese car makers, for example, are designing motors that use fewer or alternative materials. Japan's rare earth crisis is a wake-up call about the risks of globalized supply chains. The world is now shifting from just-in-time efficiency to just-in-case resilience. Innovation is key. Scientists are developing batteries and motors that use fewer critical minerals and recycling old electronics. Alliances between the US, Japan, Australia, and others are more than trade deals. They're strategic compacts for economic security. The success of these efforts will shape the future of technology and manufacturing. The lesson: true independence requires secure access to the building blocks of innovation. The future of the automotive industry and our technological society depends on it.